what RUBEN AMORIM told Marcus Rashford before Man United exit in brutal transfer promise. Marcus Rashford is set to leave Manchester United to join Aston Villa on loan. RUBEN AMORIM told Marcus Rashford before him signing for Aston Villa on loan that he would not play for Manchester United again under his tenure. It has been claimed Rashford, 27, is closing in on a move to Villa for the rest of the season. Unai Emery called the England international and convinced him to make the switch, having fallen out of favour under RUBEN AMORIM. In fact, Rashford has not played for United since December 12 after being left out of the squad to face Manchester City and expressing his desire to leave Old Trafford. Rashford told journalist Henry Winter that he was ready for a new challenge and the next steps, hinting at a move away from United. Now Rashford is set to get his wish with Villa on the verge of signing him on loan. The Wythenshawe-born forward is expected to undergo his medical on Sunday, ahead of joining the West Midlands side until the summer. While Rashford is going to depart United on loan this month, Villa have an option to buy him for £40 million. A 3.5-year deal is on the table. Rashford should Villa activate that clause in his contract. Even if Villa do not sign Rashford on a permanent deal, he is not anticipated to return to United, unless Amorim is sacked before the end of the season. This is because, according to TalkSport, Amorim has informed Rashford that would never return to the United squad as long as he was in charge. Amorim was appointed as Erik ten Hag's permanent successor in November, and has since won 8 and drawn 3 of his 18 matches at the helm. United feel that Amorim has the credentials to bring success back to the club, and are set to back him in the long term, meaning Rashford's long-term future in Manchester a doubt. In the meantime, United confirmed their second new signing of the RUBEN AMORIM era on Sunday morning when Patrick Dorgu arrived from Lecce. The 20-year-old has penned a 5-year contract, and he expressed his delight about signing for United in his first interview on the club's website. Aston Villa closed a loan deal for Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford. Sky Sports News understands Villa's move comes as a result of John Duran's move to Al Nassr. Unai Emery addressed Rashford link after Villa's defeat at Wolves on Saturday. Aston Villa are finalising a deal with Manchester United for Marcus Rashford. The move is a loan until the end of the season with an option to buy. Sky Sports News understands Villa will cover at least 75% of Rashford's wages, and this could go up to 90%, depending on Rashford's and Villa's performance. United had similar structures for Jadon Sancho's loan to Borussia Dortmund last season, and Antony's loan to Real Betis in this window. It's understood Villa have made the move as a result of the sale of John Duran to Al Nassr. Unai Emery's side are also interested in Paris Saint-Germain's Marcos Asensio and Chelsea's Joe Felix, as confirmed by Villa's president of football operations Manch. Speaking after Villa's 2-0 defeat at Wolves on Saturday, Emery said his side continued to work on different players in the transfer window. To sign one striker is not easy. We have some players. Usually Watkins is being consistent, playing matches, recovering strong and playing matches in a row, 2 or 3 matches. But he got injured against Wolves. Hopefully it is small. The idea is if we can replace John Duran with a striker, a potential player who can help us with the level we want, we will do. If not, we can use versatile players like Daniel Malen. When specifically asked on Rashford links, Emery added, "We will know on Monday how we have finished." Rashford's turbulent January. 7 speculation-filled weeks have passed since Rashford last played for his boyhood club in the Europa League trip to Victoria Pilsen, and he remains in the cold ahead of Monday's 11 p.m. deadline. The England international revealed in December he was ready for a new challenge, but few clubs offer an obvious landing spot, thanks in no small part to his wages. Rashford was left out of United's 21-man squad for Thursday's Europa League win at FCSB despite the forward training with his teammates on the eve of the match. Man Utd boss RUBEN AMORIM suggested last weekend after the 1-0 win at Fulham he would currently rather have United's 63-year-old goalkeeping coach in his squad than Rashford. There have been reports this week that Amorim and Rashford were no longer on speaking terms. Amorim has left the door open for Rashford to fight his way back into first-team contention, saying United are a better team with Rashford, but he has to change before he can force his way back into the first-team reckoning. Only 2 viable proposals. Latest from Sky Sports News, Dharmesh Sheth. There was lots of interest in Marcus Rashford in this transfer window, but only 2 viable proposals. From Aston Villa and a second unnamed Premier League club. The other approaches required United to cover a substantial portion of Rashford's wages, something they were not prepared to do, as the will to leave has come from the player. While Rashford's preference earlier this window was to go to Barcelona, a move to Villa will satisfy his desire to play Champions League football. Sky Sports' Gary Neville. He had to get out of the club. He's been battered in the last few weeks by his manager. That's the only person who matters in football, your coach. And I think some of the statements from RUBEN AMORIM towards Marcus Rashford have been brutal, emphatically saying that he doesn't want him. I don't see how there's any way back after the comments that he's made. There are a number of things that are in his favor at Villa. He's going to a far better team at this moment. He's going to a coach who's world-class, which is a real opportunity for him. It puts pressure on Marcus to perform for Unai Emery, because if you don't play for him, then you're sort of saying Ruben Amorim might be the problem, Erik ten Hag might be the problem, and Unai Emery can't be a problem for Rashford. He has to play well for him. The other thing is the style of play. How Villa play could suit Rashford as well. Maybe the spotlight won't be quite on him as it was at Manchester United, but certainly there will still be a lot of attention. Villa are in lots of competitions. They've still got a lot to play for, and it's a real opportunity for Marcus. It absolutely sounds like what he needs. The last thing that I would think Rashford needs at this moment is someone just like I say, go and enjoy yourself. He needs to have some discipline in his game. He needs to be coached, and he needs to make sure that the team know exactly what it is that they want from him. Unai Emery will do that. He's an absolutely amazing coach. It's exactly what Marcus Rashford needs, and what he's got to do is buy into it. Would Rashford be guaranteed a first-team role at Villa? Sky Sports' Patrick Rowe. Rashford has played his best football on the left, so this move arrives at an interesting time for Villa and Rashford, given Jacob Ramsey looks to be recapturing his finest form. The 23-year-old scored against West Ham and provided 2 assists against Celtic. If he maintained this run, there are no guarantees that Rashford would have the starting role he desires at Villa. Versatility is held in high regard by Emery, so playing with Watkins up front or out on the right, given Leon Bailey's struggles, are also possibilities. The other problem is, which Rashford would Villa be getting? Emery has a track record of getting the best out of players, so if he could get him close to the player we saw in 2022-23, who scored 17 goals in the Premier League, it would be a gamble worth taking for Villa. But as his saga with John Duran also demonstrated, Emery has little to no patience for off-the-field antics. The other problem is, which Rashford would Villa be getting? Emery has a track record of getting the best out of players, so if he could get him close to the player we saw in 2022-23, who scored 17 goals in the Premier League, it would be a gamble worth taking for Villa. But as the saga with John Duran also demonstrated, Emery has little to no patience for off-the-field antics.